Hello everyone and good evening and welcome to the first ever Region Play edition for Region 3 6A for the 2024-25 season here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Nate Thatcher and I'm happy to present tonight's contest between the Skyridge Falcons and the Westlake Thunder. In his ninth season with the Falcons, Coach Jeff Gardner comes into Region Play with quite a young team, containing only 4 seniors. But one of those seniors might be the greatest player to ever put on the orange and gray under his tenure. Senior forward Jordan Kohler has continued to look dominant just as he did last year, but this year has come with more wins on the side. The leading 6A player in double-doubles has a chance to lead his team to do something tonight that they could not accomplish last year, reaching 10 wins. But he faces a daunting task in this home Thunder squad. For Westlake, they're coming off of a disappointing season. In fact, the worst of head coach Nate Carling's 13-year career in basketball. But 6 days ago, Simon Sua and company earned themselves a second-place finish at the East Idaho Holiday Shootout, where they proved that they can stay in tough games. Even though this team has already surpassed their win total from last year, they have bigger expectations for Region Play as they were picked to finish second in Region 3. But it all starts tonight at home. For tonight's starting lineups, we'll start with the visiting Skyridge Falcons. It'll be Hunter Sheffield, Joel Gardner, Ryder Gentry, the star Jordan Kohler, and Zach Gagan. And for the home Westlake Thunder, it'll be Malik Sika, Graydon Anderson, Simon Sua, Kyler Hatfield, and Carter Campbell down low. This should be an exciting game to open up Region Play tonight. It's the moment everyone's been waiting for. There's been tournament play, there's been back-to-backs, but this is where it all counts. This is where it all means something, and it starts right here in Saratoga Springs. And the tip is up and controlled by the visiting Falcons. Gardner starts with it up top. He'll hand it off. There's Gagan. He'll pick it up, toss it down low. There's Gentry, and he'll toss it back. There's Gardner for an easy 3, but it's no good as he falls down. Ball's tipped around, controlled by the Thunder in transition. Here comes Westlake. Ball's tipped out from Anderson's hands, but it'll stay here with Westlake. Looking to inbound off their own baseline. There's Sika. Tosses it back to Graydon Anderson. Finds Sua. Star of the team. Averages 14.6 points per game. They'll slow things down with 18 on the shot clock. Sika's calling things out from the right wing. Movement under the basket. Pass over to Featherstone. It'll go up on the glass. No good. Rebounds tipped around once again, but it looks like looked like for a second that it was off of Gagan, but it will stay with Skyridge. So both squads struggling in their opening offensive possessions as we're close to a minute into this first quarter. 0-0 our score. Here's Jordan Kohler. Picks up his dribble. Now it's a handoff to Gardner, but ball's tipped away by Sua. Finds Sheffield. He's going to drive right, kick out. There's a 3 from Kohler. Off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound back to the Falcons. Here's Gardner. Weaves his way through 2 men, but lost his dribble, and it's going to be a foul on a reach-in.
Foul called on number 0, Malik Sika, his first. Team foul number 1.
So Sika will pick up his first foul of the contest. Very physical game so far. 6:43 left here in the first. 0-0 our score. Inbound pass finds Gentry, but once again, this ball is tipped around. Gardner tries to find Gentry on an entry pass, but it's no good. Oh, a beautiful Euro step in transition for Westlake. Doesn't go. Sika had it, missed it, somehow gets the ball back. Layups are missed all around, but he puts it back in for 2. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And Malik Sika does it after a few failed attempts wide open under the basket. Beautiful Euro that time, doesn't convert. Here's Kohler. Hands it off. And the layup is absolutely denied by Carter Campbell. Sheffield was going right, trying to go up with his left. Didn't succeed. They're going to inbound off their own baseline. 19 seconds left on the shot clock. On the inbound, far wing, they find Sheffield. He's going to drive, pick up his dribble. He'll kick it out, find Gentry. Gentry's going to stop at the free throw line. Finds Kohler. He'll take a left wing three. Nails it. And that's exactly what Kohler can do. He can score at all three levels. And that gives Skyridge their first lead of the game at 3-2. Here's Anderson. Finds Hatfield, who goes up to Anderson once again. It's a back and forth game. Now down low to Campbell. He's going to go one-on-one with Kohler. Spin move to his right, but it spins around and out. Offensive rebound is absolutely denied by Kohler. Hatfield tried to go up. He got denied. Three in transition by Gardner. No, Kohler, an athletic move for the rebound. Back up. That's no good. Rebound by Gentry's lost and picked up by Carter Campbell. Here comes Anderson in transition off left side. Stops baseline. He'll throw it back up to Simon Sua. Sua will get a screen moving right. Pace slows down for just a second. There's Campbell down low left side. He's going to go one-on-one with Kohler and he'll win. Carter Campbell is coming in there at 6'8". There's not a lot you can do to stop him. In fact, all of Westlake's players on their team are at least 6 feet tall, something you don't see a lot of in high school basketball. Ball's tipped around, and Simon Sua dives into his own student section to try and save it. Unsuccessful. Stay here with the Falcons with 4:40 left here in the first. It's a 4-3 Westlake lead. And here come the Falcons to try and set up their half court. There's Gagan, hands it off to Gentry. There's that 1v1 down low with Kohler and Campbell. Instead, it's going to be a three up and no good, taken by Sheffield, but once again, there's another offensive rebound. Gentry's got a one-on-one with Campbell. He'll take it, and he misses. Campbell, just a presence to be met with down low in the paint. Westlake trying to extend on their 1-point lead. Here's Anderson, right wing. He'll drive left. Goes right inside on a 1v3. Beautiful dish down low as it converts. Kyler Hatfield gets it to go down. And that makes this contest a 6-3 game. Gardner will get a screen left. Now bounce pass down low to Kohler. Beautiful offense, but the layup doesn't go. So both teams struggling early on from close to the basket. Here's Sua. Tries to do a little step back. He's going to do a little hezzy. Goes with his right. Beautiful 1v2, but it also doesn't go. Rebound, Jordan Kohler. Skyridge moving fast in transition. Gentry down low finds Kohler. Another three. Bang! Jordan Kohler on fire from the perimeter. He has all the offense from outside. And we find ourselves in a tie ball game. Offense doesn't succeed on the other side. It'll go back to the Falcons. So Josh Johnson and Carson Mosteller will check in for the Falcons as both Sheffield and Gentry check out. And here come the Falcons. It's been all Jordan Kohler from outside. Beautiful left-handed layup from the right side is good that time from Johnson. And Skyridge retakes the lead, 8-6. 2:50 now left in the first. Here's Anderson. Bounce pass up top to Campbell. He'll hand off to Sua, left wing. He'll fake a pass down low. Now he does. It's a bounce pass to Campbell baseline. Campbell's going to go 1v1, and it's going to be a foul that looks to be against Zach Gagan.
Now foul on number 3, Gagan, his first, team foul number 1.
As now Westlake will join in on the substitutes. It'll be Simon's brother, Sloan, that'll check in, as well as Beckham Featherstone, the senior center. So Westlake runs their inbound play baseline. Here's Anderson, gets a screen. Now he goes all the way to the basket, but the ball is tipped away and off of his own hands. And now it goes back to Skyridge. So a little bit of momentum here for the visiting squad. 8-6, Falcons lead. Kohler's got 6 of the 8. 2 threes from outside from both sides of the wing. Here comes Gardner. Hands it over to Johnson. He's got the last 2. It's picked off. Hatfield's moving in transition, and he's fouled in the act. A little bit of a entertaining dunk after the fact. Won't count, obviously, but fun to show off the athleticism for the senior forward. So Koa Walwork will check in for the Falcons as Joel Gardner will check out.
Thunder inbound.
Simon Sua, the senior guard who averages almost 15 a game, still held without a point here. 2:20 to go in the first. Here's his little brother, Sloan. Sloan goes up top, finds Featherstone. There's Hatfield, cross-court pass, and a three is good and down. Graydon Anderson. Westlake picks up a little bit of a soft full-court pressure, and now they'll pull back. 9-8 as Westlake retakes the lead. Here's Kohler, a one-on-one with Featherstone. He'll pick up his dribble on the right post. It's a dish-off. Mosteller's got it. Now it's over to Gagan. Gagan's going 1v1 with Anderson, and he wins.
And 2 for number 3, Gagan.
Gagan pulled all the right moves on his 1v1 matchup, and he gets the 2 to drop. Anderson will now set up the half court, finds Sloan. Sloan trying to find his brother. Instead, he tried to give it to Featherstone. Here's Kohler in transition, and he'll put it up and in.
2 by number 11 for Skyridge, Kohler.
Jordan Kohler, the athleticism. Looked for about a half second. He wanted to dunk that bad boy, but it was Westlake that was right on his tails. Featherstone was just right behind him. Here's Anderson now getting a screen from Featherstone. Picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Hands off to Sua, top of the key. He'll pump fake, drives right, gets a screen. He's stopped as Koa Walwork jumped up in the air. He was thinking he was going to do a little bit of a turnaround jumper. That did not happen, and it'll be a foul against number 10. So both of these squads, like I mentioned in pregame, have been coming off of some intense tournaments. The Thunder just coming back from a tournament in Idaho. Meanwhile, for Skyridge, they played in the Damien Classic just a few weeks ago down in California. Here's Anderson now moving with his left. Ball is up, drops around a few times, and then goes in. So both teams going back and forth right now. No real substantial lead for either squad. Gentry's checked back in. He'll hand it off to Mosteller, who goes down low and gets his own 2. So back and forth we go. It's Skyridge 14, Westlake 11. About a 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Featherstone. Finds Anderson for 3. It's no good, but he's fouled on the shot. It's Koa Walwork again, his second foul of the quarter. And Anderson taking a while to get up from the floor. He's grabbing his tailbone as he went down hard. So 3 free throw opportunities here for the junior guard, averaging 11 points a game.
Anderson at the line.
First free throw was up and good for Graydon Anderson.
He's got 2 more.
Anderson's coming off of a really good game 2 games ago, actually, in their sole loss at the Idaho Holiday Shootout, where he finished with 13 points.
2 for Anderson. Number 11, Kohler, and number 15, Gardner.
And he's gone 2 for 2 now from the free throw line, as Walwork will, of course, check out after the quick 2 fouls. So we'll see if Graydon Anderson can go 3 for 3 from the free throw line to tie this game up at 14. And he does. So we're all tied up. 25 seconds left to go. Shot clock turned off. Jordan Kohler was able to get things started for his Falcons, but it's been a lot of team effort on both sides of the ball tonight. So here come the Falcons. Ball is tried to get picked off by Hatfield, but he's going to get called for a reach-in.
That foul on number 3, Kyler Hatfield is first. Team foul number 2.
Gentry was trying to move around to his left, ended up getting fouled. Kohler gets the inbound, back to Gardner. Gardner's double-teamed on the post. Tried to get a quick pass down low to Gentry, but that rocket missile wasn't getting caught anytime soon to go over to the Thunder.
And for Skyridge, number 3, Zach Reagan. And number 2, Josh Hansen.
So now Westlake, the home squad, has 12 seconds to try and get a shot up in a lead going into the second period. And Simon Sua's got it. He'll take things at a decent pace. 5 seconds left. He'll hand it off. Finds Sika, who finds Hatfield for the layup. It's good. And that'll do it for the first quarter. It's Westlake 16 and Skyridge 14. We've got a good one coming up here after this commercial break. The second quarter coming up. Welcome back to Saratoga Springs, Utah here at Westlake High School. Nate Thatcher here, happy to present a Friday night edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. It's the first game of region play between the Thunder and the Falcons. Both teams coming in here with an equalized record at 9-4. But right now it's the Thunder currently leading 16-14 going into the second, thanks to some good play down low in the posts by their big men. But it's been an all-around team effort by both of these squads there in the first quarter. It doesn't look like anyone's going to pull away for a real tangible lead anytime soon. Westlake will start with the ball on their own side. And here's Graydon Anderson, who went 3 for 3 from the free throw line. There's Featherstone on baseline. A beautiful cut by Simon Sua baseline. And that'll give him an easy 2. We didn't see a lot of that in the first quarter, but that's Westlake's best player. And that increases the Thunder's lead to their biggest of the game at 4. A beautiful drive down low and a dish off to Kohler. Kohler loses it as he tried to tip it away. And it looks like it's going to be off of Gardner's tip after it was tipped first by Simon Sua. So Gagan tried to get it to Kohler, but nothing doing on that time. And it'll go back to Westlake. Let's see if they can increase that lead even further. Anderson finds Sika. Back to Anderson up top. He'll go to screen left Featherstone. Featherstone drops. Anderson has still got it. Goes back up top. Now he'll call things again. 15 on the shot clock. Featherstone moving right. Up top of the right post finds Anderson. He'll cut left with the screen from Featherstone. Now finds Sika for 3. Bingo!
Good for 3 for Sika.
And Sika's got a nice triple. And now their lead extends to 7. Can the Falcons find an answer? There's a 3 from Sheffield. It's no good.
Rebound for the Thunder.
Rebound by Sika. They're going to go fast in transition. There's Anderson. A dish off. Sika stops, pumps, loses the ball, and it's going to be a foul against Sika offensively as Sheffield was going for the ball.
Foul called on number 0, Alex Sika, his second. Team foul number 1. In for the Thunder, we have number 13, Walker Jensen.
Skyridge still held scoreless to this point, a minute and a half here into the second. Well, let's see if they can get their first points here on this possession. Here's Gagan, lots of movement up top. Finds Gentry on the right block. Now he's going to go left. Gardner gets a screen. He's going to cut himself. Another quick pass is stolen away by Anderson, but then it's picked off once again by Skyridge. Back to Anderson. Tried to tip it off of Skyridge, but it goes straight to Gardner for 3. He missed it. Now the Thunder go. They're moving quickly. A high pass to Sue on the corner, who finds Anderson once again. He'll pump fake, drive up, go up, and score.
For number 5, Graydon Anderson.
And Jeff Gardner's going to have to call a timeout, as it is all Westlake as they increase their lead to 9. It's 23-14 Westlake. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Into Westlake High School as Skyridge called a timeout as they're on the bad end of a good run. They currently trail 23-14. As I mentioned in the first quarter, both of these squads have been playing in tournament play. Both went out of state for such tournaments. For the Thunder, they're just coming back from the East Idaho Holiday Shootout. But before that, they played in Skyridge's tournament that the Falcons host yearly, where they also had a 2-1 record, similar to what they had in Pocatello and Idaho Falls. They first started out with the Coach Walker Holiday Classic in St. George, where they got 2 wins, one versus Maple Mountain, the other versus Snow Canyon. So both of these squads have been tested early on by teams out of state, and they both feel like that's prepared them for region play, and you can see it's tough as soon as it starts. So let's see what the Falcons can come up with out of their own timeout. Gardner hands off to Johnson, and Johnson will go up with his right and score.
Number 21,
So that's a good response that you like to see from the Falcons after their timeout. Still a man defense here for the Falcons. Sue is doubled, though, off of his screen. Now the lead's off. He'll go 1v1, tries to go bounce path to Featherstone, but it's off the heels of Kohler. Jordan Kohler got the thing started for the Falcons with 6 early points, but he's been quiet ever since. 5:30 left here in the second. Here's Walker Jensen in for the Thunder as he's subbed in. Passes up top to Anderson. Guarded closely by Sheffield. 10 on the shot clock now. 5 seconds now. Screen from Featherstone. Anderson throws it over to Sua. Shot clock expiring. In and out. Featherstone gets the offensive rebound. He goes 1v1 versus Kohler and he wins. It's been all Westlake down low in the paint as they've got a very tall team. Kohler dishes it off to Sheffield, who brings it back up to the top of the key. Finds Gagan right side. Gagan will spin move inside, now pick up at the free throw line. He finds Johnson. Johnson's got an early 4. He picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Now Gagan going once again. He goes around 2 defenders, but he misses the layup. Offensive rebound by Johnson, who puts it back up, and he can't get it to go. And the Thunder control. Here comes Jensen. Jensen's picked up by Kohler, but Sewell will take a 3, and he'll hit. Simon Sua catching fire in the second. They're up by 12. Falcons have to come up with a response here, and it has to come from one of their stars. Here's Johnson, spin moves, goes up, can't get it to go, but he'll go to the free throw line for 2. So Westlake doing a really good job at controlling the shots, but so far it's really just been the Falcons missing those easy bunnies down low by the bucket. So here's the senior forward shooting 2 from the charity stripe. Can't get the first one to go.
Back in for the Thunder.
Skyridge is coming off of a loss at Layton, where they lost big in the third quarter. That's usually where their faults come. They lost big, 25-18, and could never recover. But right now it's that second quarter that's biting them, as Johnson's able to convert the second of 2. Sloan Sua pump fakes a 3 in the corner. And it'll be Hatfield at top. He finds Simon. Simon's on fire. Cross-court pass. Now Skyridge moving to a 2-3 zone. Let's see if they can infiltrate this zone defense. Instead, it's a 3. It's up and no good. Kohler, athletic rebound with one hand. They're going to move quickly in transition. Here's Gardner, pushed in the back. He finds Gagan, wide open for 3. No. Here comes Simon Sua. Now he goes a one-on-one. And he almost went up for a shot. Passed it down low to Campbell, who's got it now. Moves baseline, picked up his feet, and they'll call that right away. Carter Campbell got too excited. Thought he saw a little bit of an opening, and I think his feet saw it too. Moved a little bit too much. It'll be a turnover for the Thunder. So here comes Skyridge, trying to come up with anything on offense right now. Only 3 points here in the second. A 3 is up and no good that time. It's a miss from Mosteller. So nothing is going offensively right now for the Falcons. Here's Sloan, finds his brother Simon. Falcons staying in the zone defense. Nate Carling will call out the play for his home squad. Garner gets a screen from Campbell. Now they'll infiltrate the middle. Sua finds his brother. No good from the corner. Rebound by Josh Johnson. 2:45 now left in the second. Here's Gardner up at the top, using some nice moves on Simon. Finds Johnson on the left wing. Now he's going to spin move. He lost his feet, and now he's going to travel. Jeff Gardner trying to find some answers for that call. Thought he got tripped, but the travel call will stay. It's 28-17 Westlake. They've run away just a little bit here in the second. Let's see if they can increase that lead. Skyridge still in that zone defense. Westlake hasn't found much of an answer since they've started that. 2:20 now left in the game, 15 on the shot clock. Anderson's going to call things out, finds Hatfield. Back over to Anderson, 5 on the shot clock. Ball hasn't moved that much. There's Sloan Sua, 2 seconds. Anderson's got to heave up a deep shot, and it's no good, but the offensive rebound from Campbell finds a wide open Hatfield who bobbles it out of bounds. So this zone defense is working so far for Skyridge, but they can't capitalize on it as Simon Sua is rushing with all his might to try and steal on a full court press. Now Gardner has it almost stolen away from him, but it's going to be a jump ball. It'll stay here with the Falcons, 1:50 now left here in the first half. Skyridge has got to come up with some semblance of an answer. Their offense has been completely stagnant here. Inbound pass finds Mosteller, who loses it. Ball's going everywhere. It goes back to the Thunder. Here's Anderson. He'll get the play call from Nate Carling. Hatfield goes left wing. Now Skyridge back to a man defense. There's Sloan Sua left wing. Simon, contested in the corner, misses. Gagan's got the rebound, and a reach and foul will be called against Graydon Anderson on transition. So that'll be the third foul on the Thunder here in the second. Skyridge has yet to foul here in the same period, but just like they haven't fouled, they also really haven't scored. Let's see if that offensive opportunity can cash in right here. Gardner picks up his dribble, finds Mosteller, who hands it over to Gagan. It's a screen from Kohler. Kohler's now going to go down low like a beast and get an and one opportunity. And that's what Skyridge has been missing. Their star player doing what he does best. Going in, down low, and scoring. And Kohler now up to 8 points.
At the line to try one is number 11, Kohler.
Deficit now cut back to single digits. Let's see if he can cut it down even further to 8. 1:12 now left in this first half as Kohler's second free throw attempt is up and good. Excuse me, it's his 1 of 1. So 28-20 is our score. Now a soft press here from the Falcons. And Anderson's caught at half court, and he's going to have to call a timeout to get out of it. We'll take a timeout with him. It's 28 Westlake, 20 Skyridge. And welcome back into Westlake High School as the Thunder had to take a timeout as they were pressured near half court. Jordan Kohler was able to finally score for the Falcons with an and one opportunity to cut their deficit down to 8. But Westlake still in control thanks to a nice second quarter from Simon Sua. Here's Anderson, finds Sika for 3. No good. An aggressive rebound battle is won by the Falcons. Ryder Gentry's got it. He was battling both the Sua brothers. About a 9-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Kohler's up on the wing. Hands it off. It's Gagan now back up top. They'll reset the offense. Gardner's got it right wing. He's going to drive baseline. He's going to go up and he's going to get fouled. He'll miss the shot but go to the cherry stripe for 2.
That foul called on number 23, Simon Sua, his first.
So it looks like the Falcons are starting to be a little bit more physical as now Westlake has 5 fouls, so the visiting Skyridge Falcons will be in the bonus for the rest of the half. First free throw's up and good. That looks to be the answer to coming back in this game, is just going down low and going up hot, because both of these last possessions that they've had, they've been fouled. And they've been able to cash in on both sides. As the second one misses, Gardner gets his own rebound, but it's going to be tipped off of his hand and go right back to the Thunder. So they had an opportunity to get potentially a 3 or 4 point offensive possession, but it's no go as Westlake still controls, and now shot clock is turned off. That soft press is staying true for the Falcons as 10 seconds now are left in this first half. Anderson is getting the call from his coaching staff to just go. Now he does. Left side. He moves. Gets picked up with his dribble. There's Sika. Quick 3 from the corner. It doesn't go, and that'll do it for this first half. It was all Westlake to start that second quarter, but Skyridge able to cut in just a little bit to keep this a 2-possession game. It's the home team Thunder leading by 7 as we head into half. Westlake will start with the ball, now moving right to left in their home whites with the powder blue trim. Skyridge and the visiting grays with orange trim. So here we go. Let's see what the Thunder and the Falcons can give us here in these third and fourth periods. Here's Anderson going one-on-one against Sheffield. He loses the ball, but it finds Featherstone up at the top of the key. No one decides to guard him. He goes down low, went it for the dunk, but he was fouled by Ryder Gentry. So Featherstone will go to the free throw line for 2. As I mentioned, this entire Thunder squad is at least 6'1" in terms of height. Featherstone, a beast at 6'5". But you don't see that a lot these days where the entire roster is at least 6'1". You have a few guards at 5'10" or so, and it's interesting to see how they're able to use that physicality to their advantage. And Beckham's able to go 1 for 2 from the charity stripe, increase their lead back up to 8. So now here's the Falcons' first offensive possession. There's Gentry. He'll hand it off to Sheffield. Finds a cutting Gagan up at the top of the key. He'll get a screen right from Kohler. He'll cross court over to Gentry, who goes baseline, tried to dish it back, and it's stolen by Anderson. It's a 1v1, and it's picked off by Gagan. Beautiful defense that time by number 3. Here's Gentry now in transition. Passes out. Finds a wide open Joel Gardner, but he runs right into Sua, who's taken a while to get up. He took a heck of a charge down low in the paint. So here come the Thunder now to respond. Sua still kind of grabbing his left leg in the lower wing. He took a really big hit. And it's not even football season. So here he is. Sua with 18 on the shot clock. Left side picks up his dribble. He'll find Malik, who throws it away. There's Kohler in transition. He goes up and misses the layup, but he's fouled easily that time by Hatfield, who knew he was going to get an easy layup. And Jeff Gardner's calling for an upgraded foul because he wrapped around Kohler. Refs conversing near baseline. Let's see what they come up with. And they will. So they'll upgrade that to an intentional foul.
Game foul number 1.
That'll be Hatfield's second of the game. So now Jordan Kohler gets free throws all by himself. So here's Kohler's first attempt. It's up and in.
First one good for Kohler. He'll try one more.
Jordan Kohler's an all-around star. He ranks number 2 in 6A in rebounds per game, number 1 in 6A in double-doubles, and he's top 10 in blocks per game as he gets the other one to go. He is just a player you have to watch on all accounts, on all sides of the floor, offense and defense. And once again, he's able to get things going for his Falcons squad. So now they only trail by 6. 29-23 our score, 6:53 left here in the third. So the Falcons just got a nice easy 2 for the charity stripe, and they'll get the ball baseline. Gagan's looking at inbound, still looking. Now he finds Gentry. Gentry's going to go one-on-one with Hatfield. He'll dish it out to Kohler, who hands it right off to Gardner. They'll set up the half court once again. There's Kohler. He's up at the post. Hands off Gardner. But Sua's right on his tail. Gentry on the other side. Now finds Sheffield. He's double-teamed on a quick pace. And now Gentry gets it back. It slows things down once again. Kohler's taking a running 3 to his right. It was on target, but just a little short. Here come the Thunder, quick in transition. Sua for 3. No good. Rebounds tipped around and back out to Gardner. Now they're going to move it quickly. Gardner finds Sheffield. He'll take a 3. That runs around and out. Rebounds controlled by Gentry. Gardner takes a 3. That one's no good, but a foul on the floor. And that looks like that's going to go against Malik Sika.
Foul called on.
So the Falcons are getting really good wide open opportunities. They just haven't seen anything drop, especially from the perimeter. Still only trailing by 6.
Skyridge tip down.
Let's see what Skyridge can come up with here. It's an alley-oop to Kohler, who can't convert on the tip-in. But Anderson loses the ball in transition, and they're going to call a foul against the Falcons.
Foul on number 1, Hunter Sheffield, his first. Team foul number 3.
So the Thunder will get the ball on their own side. That'll be Sheffield's first foul of the game. So Thunder will slow things down. And they try to go down low, but it's bobbled by Featherstone. And it's going to go back the other way.
Number 2, Beckham Featherstone, his first. Team foul number 3. In for the Thunder.
So 5:44 left here in the third. And the Falcons can try and chip away. They've had many opportunities. They just haven't been able to convert. The Thunder now going with a soft full court press. Falcons had some wide open looks. They just can't get him to go down. Gagan's going to get a soft screen from Kohler. He'll go hard up with his right, but he can't get it to go down. Hatfield gets the rebound. Passes it off to Simon in transition. Finds Hatfield again. Back to Simon. It's a one-man game. Sua's now going to go in between his legs, picks up his dribble, finds his brother. Here's Anderson, now left wing. Featherstone in a battle with Gentry down low. 15 on the shot clock. Hatfield was trying to find Featherstone. Instead, he'll hand it off to Sua. 5 minutes left here in the third. Sua's now going to get a screen from Featherstone. He step backs for 3. Got it!
3 for Simon Sua.
Simon Sua is doing everything he can from the perimeter, and that brings the lead back up to 9. Here's Gardner. He'll pump fake a 3. Now he'll drive, go up with his right, and score easily.
And 2 for number 15, Gardner.
So 32-25 now. Falcons go back to that zone defense. Here's Anderson, right side. Finds Sloan Sua in the corner. He'll dish it off to his brother for a mid-range jumper. Got it! Simon Sua now finding his tempo and his rhythm. And he's finding the bottom of the net as well. Here's Kohler. Gets a pass in transition, but it's picked up by Sua, and they'll call a jump ball.
Jump ball call.
It'll stay here with the Falcons.
And for Skyridge, we have number 21, Johnson, and number 33,
So
Mosteller.
Johnson and Mosteller will check back in for the Falcons, and Carter Campbell will come back in for the home team, Thunder, replacing Featherstone. Falcons have had some good offensive possessions in the half court. They've been able to set up things well. They just can't get that ball to find the net. So they're going to go box formation baseline off their own side. A little bit of a hesitation here as the refs converse, and now they'll let the ball play. Bounce pass to Kohler down low, who gets up for the easy 2 as he gets his student section hyped right behind the basket. Here's Sue in transition. It's a 1v3 and he loses it. Kohler's moving, and he's moving quickly. He'll go right, go in with his left, loses the ball, but they're going to call a foul on the floor. That'll go against Sloan, it looks to be. And it will.
Foul call on number 15, Sloan Sua, his first. Team foul number 4.
So that's 14 fouls with 3:50 still left on the clock here in the third. So if the Falcons can take advantage of foul trouble, they can go to the free throw line and cut into this deficit in a different way, since they really haven't been able to do much on the offensive side of the ball outside of Jordan Kohler. Here's Johnson, who spin moves down low, goes up with his left, and converts for an and one opportunity.
Foul call on number 5.
Josh Johnson off the bench has been the spark for this Falcons squad. And he goes to the line now for 1. They can cut it to a 4-point game. And he does. Josh Johnson off the bench. He might be the spark that lights the fire. So 34-30 our score, 3.5 now left in the third. Anderson drives, finds Sloan, who kicks it back to Graydon. This offense has been slow and stagnant outside of Simon. Here's Campbell up top, 15 on the shot clock. He'll screen for Anderson. Campbell was wide open for a second down low, but they couldn't find him. Now here's Simon Sua. He's the one that's been on the heater. He'll run to his right for three, and it's blocked by Gagan. They're not going to call a shot clock violation. They'll let him play. Here's Jordan Kohler. He'll go one-on-one against Carter. He'll pick up his dribble near the free throw line. Finds a cutting Gagan, and they're going to call a foul on Simon Sua. And Sua gets in a little bit of a mini argument with the ref, and the ref was not having it. And that's now 5 fouls for the team. That'll send the Falcons to the free throw line. So 3 minutes left here in the third, and Skyridge is already in the bonus.
At the line to try 2 is number 3, Gagan.
So Zach Gagan at the line, the junior guard, averages just 3 points per game, but he's really good at picking the ball off. He's top 3 in the region in steals per game. Timeout called on the floor. We'll take it with them. It's the Thunder leading by 4, but Skyridge quickly cutting into that deficit. Welcome back into Westlake High School, where the Thunder are currently taking on region foe Skyridge here at home. They've been able to control for most of the second and here in the third, but the Falcons now making a move to come back into this game as they'll head to the free throw line for 2 coming up here shortly. The Falcons are led by head coach Jeff Gardner, who's in his 9th season. Has over 100 wins, clearly, if you've been around that long, but they've already matched their win total from last season. They only had 9 wins last year. They have 9 wins, and that was all before region play. They were picked to finish 4th in Region 3 in the preseason, and that's exactly where they finished last season. They clearly have more on their mind, and they're giving the preseason second favorite Westlake all they can handle here in this road contest. So it'll be Zach Gagan at the line for 2. Misses off the front iron on the first.
At the line to try 1, number 3, Zach Gagan.
Falcons have had a lot of opportunities to score, but haven't been able to convert a lot of the time. But Gagan's able to go 1 for 2, and now it's only a 1-possession game. Here comes Anderson, heavily contested by Gardner. And now it's an offensive foul, and that's called against Lincoln Norwood, who checked in for Westlake.
Offensive foul call on number 1, Norwood is first.
So once again,
And they're still back in for the Thunder.
Skyridge able to take advantage of a lot of foul trouble. Although they won't go to the free throw line, that's another turnover for the home squad. So they can either cut this to 1 or tie. So a little bit here of a soft zone here. A 1-2-2. Here's Gagan, left wing. Finds a wide open Kohler for the dunk down low. He's putting on a show here in the second. It's a 1-point game. Westlake has no answers right now for number 11. Here's Anderson back up top. Tries to get a screen from Featherstone. He'll move with his right, and they're going to call a reach and foul against the Falcons. So refs not letting anything slide here in the third period. So the Falcons now reaching closely to some foul trouble themselves. 14 fouls here, only 1 more, and then the home squad will be in the bonus themselves. Anderson looking to inbound, still looking to inbound. Pass high to Norwood, who's able to corral. Norwood's moving right, he hands off to Anderson. 2 minutes left here in the third. Anderson setting things up once again, not a lot of movement, but he gets a screen from Featherstone, picks up his dribble, kicks it out to Norwood. Norwood's going to move left to right. Now dishes it back out to Anderson, who pumps fakes, goes down low, weaves his way through 3 defenders, and somehow gets the ball to find the bottom of the net. Great at Anderson with a nifty move. Brings the lead back up to 3. Here's that zone defense once again. Gagan finds Gardner for three. That's no good, but he's fouled on the shot. Unbelievable. Westlake is going all in on fouling in this third period.
A foul call on number 5, Braden Anderson, his third.
So 3 fouls now on Graydon Anderson.
At the line to try 3 is number 15, Gardner.
So Joel Gardner will head to the line, and he misses the first. He's off tonight. He averages over 13 points a game. He also has the most three-pointers made total in region play, but he is struggling from all sides as he gets the second one to go.
Good for one for Gardner. He'll try one more. Gentry back in for Skyridge. Gardner.
So Ryder Gentry will check back in for Josh Johnson, as Johnson had a nice and one opportunity earlier, and Gardner's able to get the second 2 of 3 free throws to go.
Back in for Skyridge.
So Gardner will check out after the 2 of 3 free throw attempts, and Sheffield will come back in. Anderson hands off to Norwood. It's a 1-point game with a minute and a half left here in the third. Simon Sua's been quiet since the beginning of the third and beginning of the second. His brother Sloan is getting double teamed right now. A lot of hands, and finally they call a foul, and that'll send Westlake to the line now for 2 free throws.
That foul on number 33, Mosteller. His first, we're in the bonus.
So Mosteller will pick up his first, and that'll send Simon's brother Sloan to the line. Sloan just a sophomore, but he's been making an impact as he makes the first of 2.
In for Skyridge, we have number 15, Joel Gardner.
So Gardner, a very short trip to the bench as he comes back in, and it's Gagan who checks out. Sloan able to go 2 for 2. And now it's back up to a 3-point game. So Gardner has Sheffield come up. Bounce pass over to Kohler. It's back to a man defense here for the home team. Kohler finds a baseline. Mid-range jumper, up and no good. Rebounds tipped up and around, and finds Sloan Sua. He passes it over to his brother Simon. Simon finds Sloan, who goes over to Norwood. Norwood's left side. Sloan's gonna fake. Norwood gets a beautiful bounce pass down low to Featherstone, and he converts for 2. So Westlake now regaining control just a little bit, back to a 2-possession game. Shot clock turned off, 20 seconds left here in the third. Ryder Gentry's got it. Gardner looks like he wants to have his offense hold. Almost picked off by Simon Sua. Ball still tipped around. It's off the leg of Gardner, and it's back to Westlake. Great defensive try by Simon Sua, as now he allows his offense to get the final say here in the third. And Gardner and Mosteller will check out. Here's Sheffield back in. 6 seconds left. Anderson gets a screen from Featherstone. He's heavily pursued. Cross-court pass. Norwood for 3. Bang! And that'll do it at the buzzer as Westlake regains control heading into the fourth. It's 43-35 Thunder. And we'll be right back after this short message with the fourth quarter. Welcome back into Westlake High School as the Thunder were able to regain control and take an 8-point lead heading into the fourth. Nate Thatcher here for Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. In our first game ever of Region 3 play here in Utah 6A between the Falcons and the Westlake Thunder. Skyridge was able to cut the lead down to 1 a couple times there in that third quarter. They had a lot of opportunities from the perimeter. They couldn't convert. The Thunder were stagnant all third period, but then they caught fire there at the very tail end, including a 3 by Norwood as the buzzer sounded. And Westlake will start with the ball to start the fourth. Featherstone goes 1v2, misses, and Jordan Kohler gets the rebound. He finds Sheffield, who hands it back over to Jordan. Jordan's now going to go 1v1 versus Featherstone, but he picks it up. Here's Gardner, mid-range jumpers up and rattles in. And that's what you want to see if you're Joel Gardner. He hasn't seen a lot go down, but that'll help. Back to a two-possession game. Here's Simon Sua, who finds Anderson. It's a zone defense once again for the Falcons, but they slip and Sloan's wide open in the corner. It bounces up and in. Sloan Sua has 5 points now. Here's Gagan now. A spin move, goes up with his right. It's left short, but he's fouled. And that'll go against Sloan.
Foul call on number 15, Sloan Sua, his second.
So just the second personal foul for Sloan, but that'll send Zach Gagan back to the line. Gagan's first attempt is up and in. Real difference right now has to be the three-point shot, as Westlake has been able to convert on a lot of their opportunities. Skyridge has been open, but just hasn't been able to find the bottom of the net. That free throw line has been pretty kind to them, though. So 46-39 is our score. Here's Anderson right side. Falcons still staying in that zone defense. Anderson, high pass over to Norwood, who pump fakes a pass. Instead, it's cross court to Sloan, who finds Anderson. Anderson's going to weave his way through to Featherstone on the right side. He can't get it, but Norwood gets the offensive rebound and the putback jumper. So Norwood comes right off the bench and scores 5. Lead back up to 9. Here's Gentry in the lane for 2, but he can't get the layup to convert. Once again, another opportunity squandered, and now Gagan will get a foul for reaching.
Foul called on number 3, Gagan, his second, team foul number 1. In for Skyridge, number 10, Cole Walbert. And number 21.
So the Thunder looking to regain a double-digit lead with 6 minutes left here in the fourth. Here's Sloan on the left side. Back to a man defense, but now Kohler comes up to double. Anderson tries to get a cross-court pass, but it's stolen. Finds its way to Gagan. Gagan's going to move in transition. He's going to find over to Kohler for 3. No good. Rebounds tipped around, finds Gagan, tries to get a bounce pass over to Josh Johnson. He can't get the putback to go, but gets his own rebound. Gardner's got it, tried to find a cross-court pass, but it was Graydon Anderson who was right there instead. And Anderson will now slow things down. Sloan Sua has it, finds Norwood, who has a quick 5. Got a 3 at the end of the third, and a nice putback jumper there a few possessions ago. Ball's stolen for a moment by Josh Johnson, but they're going to call an offensive foul against Featherstone. So 2 team fouls now in the home squad with a little over 5 minutes left here in the fourth. Cole Walwork checks back into the game. He only had a short amount of time on the court in the first half after 2 quick fouls. He finds Kohler up at the top of the perimeter. There's Gardner for 3. Off front iron, no good. And he just can't find anything to go from outside. Anderson once again going to slow things down. He'll get a screen from Featherstone. And he loses the ball. Ball still tipped around. Here's Kohler in transition. He tries to dunk it. He doesn't, but he converts and gets the foul again. Are you kidding me, Jordan Kohler? Big man's putting on a big show. And now Simon Sua slow to get up baseline as he's hunched over and still not getting up. He's grabbing his lower left leg, and it looks like he's cramping. It's just a cramp, but trainers will come over to attend to him.
Try and shoot one.
We'll take a quick 30-second timeout and be right back as they attend to Simon in the corner. Welcome back into Westlake High School, where it's the Thunder currently leading the Skyridge Falcons by 7. Simon Sua being attended to in the corner. It looks like it's double cramps. Physician is helping him work on his lower right leg while his brother stretches his left leg. It was a hard collision down low in the basket. Jordan Kohler was able to find a nice transition opportunity thanks to a steal from his teammate Koa Wallwork. And Kohler went up for the dunk, but he was met quickly by a fast-moving Westlake defense. He wasn't able to dunk it, but he was able to convert and get fouled, so he'll head to the free throw line for one when we come out of this. And that free throw could potentially make this a two-possession game once again. Very important game for both of these squads as region play begins tonight. Both of these teams in Region 3. The Thunder coming off of a 7-win season, the worst of head coach Nate Carling's career. But even with that, they were predicted to finish second in Region 3 after finishing 5th last season. Falcons were predicted to finish just like they did last season in 4th. Head coach Jeff Gardner talking with the refs now during this timeout, looking for some form of explanation on this foul call, it seems. And Simon Sua now gets up slowly, and he'll walk over to the bench. So Simon Sua obviously will take a trip to the bench. They might take him over to the table to be looked at. And they will. He tried to sit down on the bench, but they are going to take him over to the table. So Malik Sika will check in for the injured Simon Sua. And Jordan Kohler to convert the and one. Barely catches rim. Sika with the rebound. 4.5 minutes left here in the fourth. Here's Anderson. Hands off to Norwood. Norwood finds Sloan. And it's a dish around over to Sika in the corner. Ball is tipped around but finds Featherstone. Here's Norwood. He pump fakes a three. Back down low to Featherstone. It's a 1v2. Sloan's got it. And Anderson will take a deep two and hit. So Graydon Anderson connects from mid-range. And that'll increase the lead once again. So 50-41 our score. Here's Gagan. Finds Gardner. Gardner hands it back over to Zach. Zach now going right down with his right and up and in. So Westlake can't really protect what they could early in the first, down low in the paint, and that's really all that the Falcons are getting done right now is from inside. Let's see if the Thunder have a response. It's Sloan on the left wing. He's going to move over to his right, finds Norwood. Norwood cuts right, then goes back with his left, and it's picked off. Zach Gagan in transition. Norwood heavily approaching, and Gagan gets it up and in. No foul call. But that, too, will still help them as it's only a two-possession game again. A soft press now releases for the Falcons. And Graydon will once again slow things down for this home squad. 2:44 now left here in the fourth. 18 on the shot clock. Here's Sika left side, finds Norwood. Norwood tries to get a screen. He doesn't get it. He finds Anderson, now under 10. Anderson moves to his right, quickly met with a 1v3, and he still scores! Anderson taking over late. Here's Gagan now. Garner telling his team to speed things up as they currently trail by 7 with just 2 minutes left. Here's Johnson. He loses it. Malik Sika goes quickly in transition, and Wallwork's just going to foul him to stop that opportunity. And I believe they will call this an intentional foul.
Foul on number 10.
And they won't actually. It looks like they're just going to call for a reach-in.
And for the Thunder, we have number 3, Tyler Hatfield.
So Hatfield will check back in
For Skyridge.
as Norwood checks out. He put in some promising minutes there in the third and fourth quarters. So Johnson and Wallwork will check out. And Anderson gets the full court pass. Now just 2 minutes left here in the game. He gets a screen from Featherstone, but they're going to slow things down. Here's Hatfield, finds Sloan. Sloan hands it over to Sika. There's Featherstone down low. A pump fake and a shot in. And Gardner will take a timeout as his team now trails by 9 with 1:40 left in the game. Welcome back into a late Friday night edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Nate Thatcher here with the final 1:40 between Westlake and Skyridge in this first game of region play. Westlake has been able to stay in front of this Falcons team that has tried to cut into that lead, but just can't seem to get over that hump. Here's Gardner, as this Falcons team has got to move fast. Here's Gentry, moving right to left. Bounce pass over to Kohler. Kohler now hands off to Gagan. Gagan tried to get it back, and instead it's going to be a 3 by Sheffield. That's no good. Kohler gets the rebound, puts it back up, in, and the foul. So he has not 1, not 2, but 3 and 1 opportunities that he's been able to work on tonight. And if he makes this, it cuts it right back down to a 2-possession game. And it looks like he got a cut on his elbow that he might need to attend to. So they'll stop play for a second as Kohler's attended to try and clean up the bruising. But, man, he is just a beast down low in the paint. And it's hard to get the ball to him because that defense is heavily pressured to try and keep him out of there. So his teammates will help wrap him up. But this is a little bit of a free timeout for Carling and his boys. And let's see what the Falcons can do. If they make this, like I said, this cuts it down to a 2-possession game. It would only be a 6-point game with 1:16 left. Skyridge only has 2 fouls, though, so if they do need to start fouling, they're going to have to do a lot of them, and they're going to have to do them quick. They still need 3 fouls before Westlake will reach the bonus. Meanwhile, the Thunder have found themselves in foul trouble time and time again. They're already at 4 team fouls here in the fourth. So Kohler is going to come out as he won't be able to shoot. So Mosteller will check in, and he'll shoot 1 free throw. So just coming right in and heading straight to the charity stripe, and he misses. So still a 3-possession game. Terrible timing, but there's a tip pass. It finds Gagan on a wide open play, and he misses the layup. He misses the layup. And that is just the story of the night right now for the Falcons. Time and time again, they've had opportunities, but they just can't convert.
That foul on number 3, Gagan, his 3rd.
So Gagan will now foul. It's 1 minute and 1 second now left. And now the Thunder's looking at inbound, still looking to inbound, still can't find it, and a 5-second violation will be called.
5-second violation, Skyridge ball.
So somehow Skyridge still has life. And Kohler, the tape just seems to be in an awkward place. It's right on his elbow, and They're still working on him. And he's still going to have to get work done. But Josh Johnson will check in. Now Kohler comes in, as Hansen was in for a moment, but he comes out. So Kohler's got that right elbow taped, currently trailing by 7. A bucket would go a long way here for the Falcons. Ball is tipped, and it'll stay here with Skyridge.
Out of bounds, stays with Skyridge.
Goes out of bounds, but now they're going to have to inbound at corner sideline. So just under a minute now left here in the fourth. Sheffield looking to inbound. Finds Kohler, and they're going to have a timeout called before that pass was made. Jeff Gardner's going to call it. And we'll keep it right here as the Falcons are looking to avoid 2 losses in a row. It would be the first time they've had a losing streak all season. Their first loss came against Crimson Cliffs in their own tournament on the 12th of December. They only lost by 4. Then they lost at Bountiful 61-55 on the 17th. And like I mentioned, their last game on the 7th of January, they lost at Layton 70-66. Their average margin of loss, 5.25 points. They really know how to stay in games, but they just haven't been able to get over the hump when they've fallen behind. Their average margin of victory, on the other hand, 13.4 points. So when the Falcons win, they win big. But when they've lost, it's been by very close margins. And if they end up being on the wrong side tonight, it looks like that trend will continue as they currently trail by 7 with 59.3 left to go. Meanwhile, for the Thunder, they're coming off a win versus Thunder Ridge, where they won by 27 points. But they also lost close. In their second game at the Idaho Holiday Shootout, they lost by 1 in overtime after leading by 10 at halftime. They've been able to dominate in the middle 2 quarters. They just had a problem of finishing strong. Let's see if they can finally capitalize and finish strong tonight. So Skyridge will inbound. Bounce pass over to Kohler. He finds Sheffield, who picks up his dribble, finds a cutting Gardner for 3, who can't get it to go, but he's fouled on the shot. So Joel Gardner, who hasn't been able to convert on a 3-point opportunity tonight, can do so from the free throw line. He went 2 for 3 the last time he got fouled on a 3-point shot. Let's see what he can do here. The first one is up and in.
That was on number 15.
That was a critical free throw. Like I mentioned, Gardner has made the most 3-pointers out of anyone in the region so far in the season, as he's dropped 29, but he's failed to do anything tonight from outside, and that's really been the key to them falling behind. But he is clutch from the charity stripe. Now 5 for 6 on the night. And that's just what you want to see. Simon Sua coming back in after being injured early on in this fourth after a hard collision with Jordan Kohler in transition. So just a 4-point game now with 55 seconds left. Anderson struggling baseline, and now they're finally going to call a foul. And that'll go against Joel Gardner. It's only going to be the 3rd foul against the Falcons. Excuse me, it'll be the 4th. So just one more to give. And then they'll be in the bonus. Inbound once again, 51 seconds left on the clock. Featherstone's in the corner. Now it's over to Sua. Sua's trapped baseline. Tries to escape. He tries to get a bounce pass, but instead it's going to be a timeout called by head coach Nate Carling. We'll take it with him. A quick 30 and we'll be back with what should be a thrilling finish. 45.9 seconds left. Westlake leading by 4. Welcome back into the final 46 seconds of Westlake and Skyridge here in Saratoga Springs for the first game of region play. Skyridge has been able to keep this a semi-close game for most of the second half. They just haven't been able to get over the hump. Westlake has the ball with 30 seconds on the shot clock, still having to cross over timeline. Can they do it? We'll find out right here. Skyridge currently has 4 team fouls, so their next foul will send the Thunder to the free throw line. So the Thunder will finish here with Anderson, the Sua brothers, Sika, and Hatfield. And for the Falcons, it looks to be Gagan Sheffield, Josh Hansen, Ryder Gentry, and Kohler. Actually, Gentry will check out. There were 6 men on the court. Instead, it's Gardner who stays in. So an interesting inbound play finds Sua in the corner, who finds Hatfield, who crosses. He had a wide open Sika down low under the basket, but he's fouled during his pass attempt.
That foul on number 3, Gagan, his 4th. We're in the bonus.
So Gagan will pick up his 4th foul, 42.6 seconds left on the clock.
Braden Anderson at the line.
And Anderson will take 2 free throws. Braden Anderson has been able to step up at some clutch moments here in the 4th. And now Anderson's going to step off now. Here comes Hatfield to shoot the free throws. That was interesting for a second. It was Hatfield who was fouled, but for some reason Graydon was at the free throw line. But Kyler Hatfield here for 2 free throws. The first one is up and in.
Good for Hatfield. He's got 1 more.
So that increases their lead back up to 5.
Johnson-Mosteller in.
Johnson and Mosteller check back in as Hansen and Gagan check out.
And Featherstone in for the Thunder.
Falcons looking for a semblance of size here as they try and potentially get a rebound off of a could-be miss. Hatfield able to convert on the first of 2, but misses on the second. But Sika gets the rebound. And now he has to be fouled by Sheffield.
That foul on number 1, Sheffield, his 2nd.
So that is a devastating blow for this Falcons squad. And now Malik Sika can make this a 3-possession game. First one is up and in.
For number 0, Malik Sika. He's got 1 more.
So here's the second of 2 attempts. This one the biggest of the night to make it a 3-possession game. And it's in. Westlake now leads by 7. Falcons are going to need to come up with something and something quick. Here's Johnson. Finds Mosteller over to Kohler. Kohler finds a cutting Gardner for 3. No good. Rebound is out. Fought for and controlled by Anderson, who finds a Hatfield for the dunk and the finish.
Number 3, Kyler Hatfield.
And that will do it tonight. The Thunder know how to finish and finish strong. As Sheffield will miss the 3, Mosteller gets the rebound and the putback for 2.
For Skyridge is number 33.
And the time will run out, and that will do it. It's the Westlake Thunder going 1-0 in region play here at home on a late Friday night. They're able to sneak past Skyridge 59-52. In a thrilling game that went back and forth, but Westlake controlled for most of that second half, and that sends them off just the way they want to start Region 3, 1-0. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, that's their first losing streak of the season, as they've now dropped 2 in a row. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to a late-night Friday night edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Nate Thatcher, happy to present to you this first game of Region Play. Good night, everyone.